The Aero-News team sampled opinions and outlooks from a number of the performers and professionals at the 2007 International Council of Airshows Convention. The first question we put to a number of the performers and professionals here was, in light of the loss of the Red Baron sponsorship ending in 2007, do airshows present the kind of value now and for the future that this airshow business needs to survive?
Airshows can be a good venue for today's sponsors, and it's not as easy as simply putting your name on an airplane and going out and flying it around. The performers need to deliver value to the sponsors. I've been sponsored. You need to work hard to do that. So again, it's not about just putting the name on the plane and flying around and collecting a check. They typically want hospitality. They want to get, tent space, VIP access, special privileges, rides in the plane if you can, if you have a two-seater. They want to be able to use the airplane and other marketing materials. They want you to show up at maybe their corporate functions and do motivational speaking. So it's about working hard. It's about being willing to put the work in and give the sponsors real and measurable value.
Well, first of all, three decades of sponsorship, 3 decades, that's a heck of a run. I mean, it's a fabulous run. And products run their cycles. I think Schwann's Food made a horrible mistake because, number one, that intellectual property of all these guys, they'll never get back again. And for the value that these guys, they flew in front of millions and millions of people every year. They captured their heart. And so there's just this corporate nut there, this corporate executive saying, we're going to save some money for the shareholders or whatever. It made a huge mistake because it's going to cost them 10 times the multi-million dollars to get this back. And that's really a shame. That's really short-sighted. The Red Barons were an awesome icon in the industry. I've been flying around for over 20 years now with these guys. They're the best of the best. Huge mistake. Do airshows offer values? 3 decades. Pretty cool.
Aero-TV is brought to you by Cirrus aircraft have always been easy to fly. Now they're easier than ever to buy. A complete line of ownership programs gives you everything you need to purchase, trade, finance, lease, insure, and warranty your Cirrus. There's even an ownership program for non-pilots. The Cirrus Access Pilot can teach you how to fly or fly the plane for you. Find out more at www.cirrusdesign.com. Cirrus, for the love of flying. Now, back to Aero-TV.
Greg, the industry is still buzzing after the announcement that the Red Baron Airshow team is kind of no more for lack of a sponsor, and a sudden lack of a sponsor. Are airshows proving to be the value that they need to be to attract the kind of sponsorships that folks like you and teams as big as the Red Baron team need to survive?
Well, they certainly are. I mean, if you look at other areas and other performers, sponsorship is growing quite a bit. A lot of people understanding what they're getting when they sponsor an airshow performer and how many people they can get in front of. Just not every product's going to work out, I guess. I don't know the details of the Barons. That company, I guess, decided that they were at a turning point in their decisions in marketing. I don't think it's going to affect the industry, really. I think the industry's still growing every year. More and more people are getting sponsorship because it is a great venue. We are touching a lot of people.
Well, I'll tell you, look at the United States government, who can be mighty tight with a nickel, and they're running 2 jet teams and the Golden Knights, 2 Golden Knights teams, and all of the personnel and all of the aircraft, and they know that the people line up to sign up after they appear. With the case of the Red Baron Squadron, it's an amazing amount of goodwill that they bring and publicity. They're on the front of every newspaper when they go to town. There's either pictures of the planes or the pilots or interviews with the pilots, and people love the act. It's called a warm fuzzy, and everybody gets that warm fuzzy feeling. And I think it's a terrible error for Schwann, which owns Red Baron, to eliminate their sponsorship of the team. In my own opinion, I think some bean counter found a great way to save a whole bunch of money and didn't really give a whole lot of thought to the value of something like that appearing and making all that noise, and all the people that see them and know about them. I have people that don't even know what air shows really are about, And the last meeting, you ever see those Red Barons? And you know, so I think it's a terrible mistake for Schwann to drop that sponsorship, and I hope we can save the Red Baron Squadron.
Aero-TV is brought to you by.
Today, there is an affordable, high-performance, easy-to-own and easy-to-operate very light jet designed with you in mind. Far less expensive than any other twin-engine jet to buy, it is also the least expensive to own and operate. It is the Eclipse 500, the jet that's easy to buy, easy to fly, and fun to own. The jet for you.
Now, back to Aero-TV.
We've got 20 sponsored acts out there. 10 years ago, we had probably 5 of us. We were the longest sponsored act. We were the Fortune 500 company, Pepsi, for 27 years. The reality of it is we don't have any control over what corporate America decides to do. Somebody at Pepsi, after 27 wonderful years, and everybody was totally happy, somebody just decided it was time to shut down the program, and they did. And I have a feeling that's probably what happened to Red Baron. Why corporations make the decisions they make them because they can. Why they make them, I'm not sure any of us can ever figure out, because it's usually done so far up the line.
When I heard that the Red Baron Pizza Squadron no longer exists, I was in shock. I couldn't believe it, because they were an icon. They were not just an airshow act, you know. That was an institution. They were around for over 20 years, you know, so I could not believe it. And I think they were representing their sponsor very well. And so I don't know what was going on there, you know, but I do think airshow performers can deliver for sponsors. I think so. I never had a sponsor myself, you know, but what I hear is there are more acts are sponsored now than ever before, you know, and there's a reason for it. I think a lot of companies realize that we can deliver